Uh, got it. Okay. Great song. Beautiful song.
Thank
If
you.
you want to make somebody cry, this song can do it. Unfortunately, I've used up all my tears this year. So they don't come easy right now. Got so much to say since the days have passed. Wish I had you here. Wish I could hear you laugh. If I could see your smile when I open my eyes, man, it'd sure be nice. Did you hear what I did?
I did hear that, but then I don't feel like it leads into the chorus the right way again, because you're saying I can't because I don't have that angel.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying if I could, you want an angel to bring you up to the sky.
Yeah.
When I close my eyes, I can see you smile when I close my eyes, but man, it sure be nice. That doesn't make any sense.
If God let me borrow an angel.
Doesn't lead to it. Doesn't make any sense. It's the only part of your song that's got any trouble. The rest smooth as silk.
So to me, that's like it's like the lead into the chorus. Man, it'd sure be nice if God let me borrow an angel, fly me around those heavenly skies.
Oh, well, you know what? You may be right, but you had to explain it to me to make it right.
I get you. Yeah.
So look at my way for a second.
Yeah.
If I could see your smile when I open my eyes, in other words, you're right there with them, man, that sure be nice. You know, like you've been brought there by this borrowed angel.
Right.
You don't have to do that, what I just did. But what you've got there, you can't go with every song, every record that's out there and explain that part to people. So you need to rewrite that section. But that's it. You got a really good song on your hands, and it's not going to fly past people with those 3 lines. I can see your smile when I close your eyes, when I close my eyes. Doesn't make any sense. I promise you. Look at it with an open mind, and I think you'll come to the same. Don't forget, you, like I said before, you're not going to be there to explain it.
Right.
So check it out.
I will.
I not only think I'm right, I know I'm right. I mean, I'm trying not to be arrogant here, but you've done too well to have faltered there. Really, you've got a great song. I can hear this song on country radio, no problem. But not with those lines. And maybe you'll get a good publisher who'll say, honey, I like this song, but those 3 lines there, and they'll go to that every time. I promise you.
Yeah. Cool. I will definitely
be open-minded about it and try to and rewrite that section and see if you don't like it better. Because I know right now you still like what you've got here.
No, I had not considered that angle. It's really flipping it, you know. So but I completely understand the way you're describing it.
Okay.
Yeah.
My way it leads right into, you know, if God could let me borrow an angel, you know, so you could see that smile. Man, it should be nice to see that smile. If I could borrow an angel, fly me around those heavenly skies, I could be there with you. Just an hour or 2. Lord knows I miss you tonight. And goodbye wouldn't be near as painful. Let me borrow an angel. That's a good song. Great song.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Goes above the good song category. Good for you.
Thank you.
Okay, Rick.
Yeah, Andre, are you comfortable?
I'll be next.
Yeah, Andre, are you comfortable going into the chat and seeing that I put my lyrics there and opening that up?
It's a PDF in the chat. You just click on it, Andre.
Yeah, I'm doing that. Okay.
Is that working?
Well, let's see if I can.
You click it once and it saves it. You click it a second time and it opens it.
Works just fine. I got it.
Okay, great. Let me see if I can make the audio happen. Here comes the audio, I think.
Oh,
Long at that
the PDF disappeared as soon as you did that.
Oh. Okay, let me do it the other way around. I will stop the share. I will share the lyric and the music.
Okay, now I can see the PDF.
Lyric is here. Share sound is on. Sharing. So there you got a lyric. I'm going to downsize
Got
it
it.
a little bit.
You'll have to scroll for me, but that's fine.
I'll scroll for you. And now let me see if I can hit the music.
I worked too long at that damn old job. Saved lots of money, but I lost my love. I came home one winter day to a note with just one thing to say. I can't live for tomorrow anymore. I gotta live the free life now. I gotta live the free life now. I got real drunk, then I got real mad. I spent the better half of all I had. Bought this van and put it on the road. Where I'm headed,
Oh.
I don't know, but I can't relive yesterdays no more. I gotta live the free life now. Gotta live the free life now. Down the road 1,000 miles or two, I found my home right here in these shoes. I'll take whatever comes, win or lose. I love living the free life now.
And then from there, there's just an extended write out.
I like this song, but I think you need to expand the chorus rather than just 2 lines of "Gotta live the free life now." I think you need to explore the metaphors of what the free life means. You know, like, well, actually, you explained it in a lot of ways. I can't relive yesterday is no more. I can't live for tomorrow anymore. I gotta live. I think you need to expand that chorus. I think you need a 4, 6, or 8 line chorus where it pays off. I gotta live the free life now. Gotta live the free life now. You know, like, take a chance, feel the wind in my hair. I don't know what you're going to say. I'm coming up with cliches, but it just seems short.
I like the way he ended it with the lift. Free life now.
So do I.
But that should be the last line, the
Exactly.
last part of that chorus. And
Exactly.
Well, the
thought
last
actually-
time the chorus, and I cut it off, but the last time I did the chorus, I added a 3 line where it's more falsetto, but frankly, my falsetto wasn't that great, so I didn't want to, like,
Well, but
I wanted to hear I got a free life now coming quicker, like, got a free life now. Got a free life now. You got a little bit of a break before you say it again. I'd like to hear it sooner.
yeah, you could even do that. You could even repeat the first 2 lines.
Right.
Free life now. I gotta live a free life now. Just me and Daisy the cow. We're gonna live a free. I'm being stupid.
Yeah.
But
Scrambled eggs.
it needs more in that chorus, even if it's just 1 more line, and then pay off, just as Gene said, with that last falsetto line. It's a good song,
Thanks.
but it needs more.
All right.
All right, you asshole. I'll do it.
Just tell us what the free life means to you in 1 sentence. That's all.
Yeah,
All right.
you need someone who loves you back, who's there with you. You can't live on shadows and mirrors, you know, like you'll figure it out. I'm just trying
Yeah, I was gonna do a verse where I'm driving down the road in my van and I see her and pick her up, but was too
No,
contrived.
that's too contrived right there.
Yeah.
It's not contrived here. Here it's kind of real. You know, like this is the fault with a lot of guys. I remember when my wife and I first got together. Now, I'm a songwriter and I love what I do. So there was never been a problem in the old days of working 7 days a week, 12, 13, 14 hours a day. It wasn't work to me, it was play. You know, it was the best game in town. But Kimberly sat me down and said, look, if you want to have a relationship with me, we're going to have to spend time together. I don't want a 24-hour, I don't want a 27-day a week, 24-hour guy. I want someone who's into me. And so I did just that. I actually I took some days and just spent it on my relationship. And I divided my life up into those two sections. And, you know, there were times when I had a project I had to finish. It worked fine. But anyway, it worked for me. And we've been together for many, many days. Anyway, I'm just kidding. It worked. And I'm not even sure why I'm explaining this anymore, but basically a good song here. Oh, I know why I'm explaining. It's about the free life now. You know, people who work too much is a very common occurrence, especially in modern society. I mean, I know some younger people who are working in the tech business, and to say that they work 72 hours is no exaggeration. So either they have wives who understand. I've got a friend of mine who's a very famous rock and roll star. And he's ridiculous. I don't know how his wife stayed with him all these years, but it worked. I don't get it. I wouldn't work with my wife. And so what I'm saying is you hit a nerve here. You've hit a subject that's very 21st century, and you need to explore it a little more. I think you've done a really good job on it, but that chorus needs to be expanded. And it's a perfect time to do it, you know. Worked too long at that damn old job, saved lots of money, but I lost my love. That's the essence of the whole song. Came home one winter day to a note with just one thing to say. I can't live for tomorrow anymore.
Oh, by the way,
But what, that's
does a note say anything or does it mean something?
well, no, it's just one thing to say, but then you say two things. You say, I can't live for tomorrow anymore, and I got to live the free life now. Maybe that is one thing to say. I don't know. That might be a little technical, but I just looked at it just now, and that's not. I think you might have to look at that yourself and judge for yourself, whether that's two things and you're violating that line, or if it's okay and I'm being overly technical. I don't know the answer myself. I need more time.
I really like the song. It was great to listen to.
Yeah, it's a good song. You did.
Very catchy.
You did.
Thanks.
You're doing good, Rick.
Yeah, I liked it too.
Well, now you got your job cut out for you. You got to make us like it even more. You got to develop that chorus. Don't forget the chorus. You just have two lines in a chorus. It's not enough of a chorus, especially with that last line in falsetto, which is so beautiful. It needs to lead up to that. You need more meat with your potato. Anyway, there you go. Any questions?
No.
Andre, I do. I've got one. Can you talk a little more about, I've written this down twice, every line should point to the hook?
There needs to be a logical line that can be drawn. The payoff of the song comes usually in the chorus. Sometimes it comes, there's more than one way to write a song, but the most popular way to write a song, and I would say 90% of the songs you hear are what called chorus-driven songs that usually end up in the hook. Any line in the song, you can say that line and see a logic that leads to the hook. Then you've got a coherent song. It's really got to be fairly strict. You can't have a whimsical line that doesn't go anywhere, it doesn't lead. The first line leads to the second, that leads to the third, that leads to the fourth, and all of them lead to the hook. The hook is the logical conclusion of everything you've been talking about. Did I answer your question well enough?
Yeah, that's great. Thank you. That makes a lot of sense.
Any other questions?
Andre, I had one before the Zoom meeting got cut off, but as far as the bridge, do you think there's an optimal length for the bridge? Do you think it can go too long, too short? Is there sort of a Goldilocks for that?
You're not going to like this answer, but the answer is just enough I was still interested and love it. The moment we get bored, it's too long. You're going to have to judge that. Your audience is ultimately going to judge it, but you have to judge it. You don't want to spend too long on a bridge, because the purpose of a bridge, do you eat sushi?
Every now and then.
Okay.
Yeah.
They give you ginger. The reason they give you ginger is you put the ginger in your mouth and it completely refreshes your palate so that the next bite is like the first. That's what a bridge does. You don't want to just repeat the chorus again, maybe you do. But if you've got a bridge in a song, it's usually to go off in a little different direction, to describe more of the subject and then deliver you back to the chorus. And so it's got to be different than the chorus. And it can't be too long, because if it's too long, we'll forget what we're waiting for. The chorus is what we're waiting for. Now, I write a lot of two-line bridges, but you have to judge on an artistic framework how long it should be. How long is it still boring? How long is it important? And don't make it too long, because, old Nat Brain will be gone, flying out in the woods.
Andre, you mentioned something, Andre, about breaking the rules, and songwriting. There's many different types of songwriting. I love this example. The Journey song, Don't Stop Believin', that everybody knows, that line, there is no Don't Stop Believin' in the song. So that's a really weird example of what you just said.
You know what? Something happened to the computer, to the online thing.
It glitched.
You have to repeat that last whole thing.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Journey song. Yeah, I can hear you, but
okay, Don't Stop Believin'.
Yeah.
Okay, that song break.
You're gone again.
You froze again, Gino.
Songwriting.
You froze again, Gino.
I did?
An ice cream.
How about now?
Right, now it's good. Try again.
Are you there?
Yeah.
I'll try again. Journey's song, Don't Stop Believin', the chorus, or that refrain, it's not even a chorus, just comes at the end. There is no Don't Stop Believin' within the song at all. It's the strangest thing, because we all think of that hook, but it's not until a refrain at the end. So that breaks the rules of songwriting, like you were talking about. Everyone's can do it differently.
Yeah, I couldn't believe that until you told me that, Gene, and I looked up the lyrics for it, and you're right, it's at the very end.
Yeah.
But we all know it because it's a refrain that just keeps on repeating over and over. It's like, duh, that's the last part of the song. Okay, but we listen to a story all the way through with a lot of images.
It's a refrain song, it's not a chorus.
Which is really odd. Exactly, it's a refrain. It's not a chorus, right?
Right.
That's right. It's a refrain.
A lot of Dylan songs are refrain songs.
In songwriting, like all art, 2 and 2 is 4 sometimes. Most of the time. So that worked in that song. That song was a monumental hit. So it worked.
But it's not chorus or verse, chorus, verse, chorus, bridge.
Own category.
Exactly, which is
so
why I think it's important to be individual with all your songs anyway. Don't try to run a formula.
Whatever works. If you need to break the formula and it works, go for it.
Precisely. You might get a mega hit like Journey.
Before you break any rules, learn them, get them down. Because
that's so true, Andre.
And the reason for these rules is it is a structure to give you maximum impact. On the Journey song, what were the other sections? They were all, I can't remember. I know the
They're
song.
all verses, and they're descriptive verses.
Everybody's gonna have to just go look up the lyrics after
I'll
this.
go look 'em
Yeah,
It's
I'm
almost
curious now.
1:30 now.
I just use
so,
that as an example.
Yeah.
Yeah, just as an example of how different songwriting can be. In when we think about writing, maybe that formula comes into play, but experimenting, probably like they did, can lead to mega stardom with one song.
No, well, I'll tell you, I
I
wrote,
mean, if that's what you want, I'd rather have somebody else do it for me. I'll just
well, if it works for you, do it. I mean, that's a beautiful example. I've written
royalty.
5 songs with those guys, 2 of which got recorded, and they're all chorus driven, like the Regular Rules. None of them were that way, and most of their hits weren't too. Jonathan's a great writer.
Okay,
Anyway.
we're almost at 1:30. Excuse me. How long do you guys want to go on?
Well, we could stop now, or if anybody's got any burning questions,
Yeah, does anybody have any
I'd
questions?
answer them. Any questions?
Georgia,
Andre,
you're
what's your
muted.
favorite song? What's the favorite song you've written?
My favorite song that I've written, all my hits, I love them all. No, I have
No.
a song that I couldn't believe was a hit. My favorite song that I've written is a song that never got recorded. Oh, no, it did get recorded by Benny King, actually, which was a real, Benny King's Greatest Hits contains 9 Benny King's Greatest Hits and my song. It was a
Which is?
It's called Test of Time. I love that song. I love that song from the bottom of my heart. It's me all over, man.
So how old were you when you wrote that song?
My 30s or 40s. 40s. I was in my,
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
Yeah, I had to be in my
Good to
40s.
know.
It had to be about, it had to be about 40 years ago. And yeah. It's about-
Were you new at songwriting then, or?
Oh, no.
Okay.
My first song that I wrote, I was 5 years old.
What?
I wrote a song, and I lived on 64th Street in New York. And on 66th Street was ABC television. So I wrote a commercial for Coca-Cola. I walked over there and I went to the secretary at the desk and I said, listen, I've written this great commercial for Coke. Would you please give it to the right people? And she looked at me and said, I certainly will. And I walked out of there. And that was the blueprint for my life. I didn't realize it then, but that's who I grew into, was that 5-year-old kid. But I've been writing seriously since 1967, because I was in a rock and roll band and I was the main writer. So I have a little experience.
Did you guys record? Would we know your rock and roll band?
We recorded, but you wouldn't know them. It's called the Flying Circus. It was ages ago.
I
And
like that name.
we put out a record, and the Beach Boys wanted to sign us, and in our arrogance, we didn't want to do it because we thought the advance was too little. How stupid we were.
Georgia, did you have a question? Because it seemed like you did. No, you don't? Okay. Anybody else have a question for Andre before we go?
Ask and say we should all play one more song.
What was that?
I was just going to be a smart ass and say we should all play one more song.
We don't have time to do that. But I like smart asses, so you're fine with me. Being one myself. But I'm here to
Andre,
answer questions.
what are you working on now, Andre? Before you go.
There's this video. Actually, it's going to be a short movie that's going to come out about an immigrant who lost his parents crossing the border and got adopted and went to work in the fields at the age of 3. And the way it works with immigrants, once you start in the fields, that's your life. You don't get out of the fields. So he wanted to be a doctor, and everybody in the world fought against him. But he said, nope, I'm going to be a doctor. And that's exactly what he did. He overcame these enormous odds, became a doctor, and then moved back down into the fields to be a doctor to these people. The ones who could afford him, they paid him. The ones that couldn't afford him, he fixed anyway. And so I wrote a song. I've got 2 songs in there. One is called, and I'm doing some more. And that's basically what I've been doing. I haven't quite written spec songs in a while, but I'm getting the bug to just write a song just because I want to write it. So it's
Nice.
gonna happen.
And
You
is that
co-write?
a fictional character, or is that?
No, that's a
about-
real character.
That's what I wanted to know.
Oh yeah,
Cool.
he's got 2 kids,
Wow.
and they're both doctors.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, it's a great story. Yeah, and my song is called "You Can't Do That," because everyone kept telling him, "You can't do that. You can't do that." That's all he heard his whole life from his family, from his friends, from his coworkers. You can't do that, and he did it. So it's a
It's
great.
like being a songwriter.
Yeah. Do you know how many the percentage of songwriters that make a living that don't perform?
Mhm.
1%.
Yeah.
I always wanted to be in the 1%, but I didn't quite mean that one.
Well, you were 19, when you had your band flying. Sorry.
That's okay. It's just I think Peter
What-
had a question. I'm trying to keep an eye on who has.
About your experience co-writing. Do you do? Have you done a lot of that?
I've done mostly that.
Mostly that.
Mostly that. I co-write
Working
with
with the artist.
especially with the artist. That's my
Yeah.
favorite because then you got a chance. I remember writing 18 songs with an artist, and 2 of them got recorded and they got dropped, and nothing happened.
That's a question I have for you.
It was so
What do you
much fun.
What do you recommend for all of us who are ready to, if we didn't write one of these songs with the artist, how do you get it to the artist or to the person who gets it to the artist?
That is a really big question, and I'll give you the best answer I can give you in a short period of time. It requires a lot of aggressiveness on your part. What I do is, well, I'm signed to publishers. I have been since 1985. I've been signed to publishers, and they pitch songs. But for every cut that they get me, I get 10 because I'm out there pitching. I used to go to Nashville all the time and pitch songs there. And I mean, I'd go to a gig with a song for an artist. I'd go to one of their gigs and try to pitch the song. And the hard part of songwriting is getting your song out there. You're not writing with the artist. If you got a great song, you need to talk to publishers about pitching your song. Usually a good publisher has a good pitching routine and knows the people to pitch it to. If you don't live in a music center where you can pitch it to artists, you need to have somebody that'll do it for you.
Mm-hmm.
You need to follow every lead. If you have a cousin who is married to a woman whose grandfather has a nephew who knows the guy who works the elevator in a record company, that is a good connection. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It means you got to be really aggressive, and you cannot give in to despair because the odds against you are terrible, but they're not impossible.
So
And-
when
Go ahead.
Sorry. So when you are in Nashville, I go once a month, but I can't just knock on the door at the publisher house and say, I got some songs for you to hear. So
No, but you could go to ASCAP and BMI and ask them for the names of publishers that you can do that.
gotcha. Okay.
And you know what? Don't forget, publishers are in the business of getting songs placed.
Right.
So they want to hear you. If you've got a great song, they want great songs. You don't have to have a big name to do that. I haven't been in Nashville in many years. The weird thing I think I had 7 or 8 country hits, and not one of them was written in Nashville.
Let's get a
Weird. They're all written in California.
Go write it.
So
So
if you join in,
Discouraged by that. Nashville is one of the music centers. But if you're a member of ASCAP or BMI, go to them. They're there to help you. You're paying dues to get the help. Saying,
Right.
I've got songs I want to get published. I've got songs I want to get placed. Can you recommend a publisher who's willing to open his ears that I can go to? Maybe they'll say, well, let me hear your songs and maybe I can recommend somebody, but they will.
So you just make it a
Long, hard road, but man,
Yeah.
only the ones who are persistent, stubborn, and aggressive get to the end of that road. But you know, you've met quite a few of them here today. People who are that way. The most aggressive person I've ever met is Steve Seskin. He'd run you over with a tank, and while you're lying there dying, he'd play you his song. You like this one? Want to put it on your record before you croak? That's the kind of thing you need to have in your life, the kind of person you need to be. And if it's not you, you need to find somebody who'll do it for you. But publishers want you. Don't forget, we're supplying the blood that these bodies are running on. Without our songs, nothing happens. And so
They need us
you got a great
more
song.
than
You got a good song. You should pitch that song. I wouldn't be surprised at all if somebody picked up that song. You've got good melodies in your song, and you've got an honest sentiment. And that's really important. That's half the battle right there.
Andre, who are you talking to when you say that?
Georgia.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's not,
Oh,
not
that's
easy
when
to
I
tell on
point,
the
you don't know where
Zoom,
it's
you know?
going to. No,
there too.
I was pointing at my pet frog, Wilbur, over here. Wilbur, you
The thing
got.
we all have to remember on Zoom is that the squares move around and everybody has them in different order, you know.
Sorry, I forget. I forget when I'm on Zoom that it's got its own limitations.
I
Any
just,
other
want, I
questions?
just wanted to remind you guys that this is being recorded, so you'll be able to watch it actually probably in 2 parts unless somehow Peter combines them.
Okay. Well, I haven't said anything.
Georgia, can I say something? I think what you might want to do is look at the artists that you like and you think your song would be right for them. Find that publisher. Who's the publisher for that song? And then
Good advice.
go to them directly, right?
Get one of their records and look at the label, you know, the song and who it's published by, especially if it's one of the artist's songs.
Used to be labels.
Straight to the publisher of the artist.
Yeah.
Little
Now you just go to YouTube.
Any other questions?
Andre, just one last one on that point. Do you find that it's still mainly the larger music publishers that are moving music, for example, onto radio, Sirius, or is it the smaller indies that are really
The
having a bigger
larger
impact
ones
there?
are moving more
Mm.
because they have a bit of a lock on things.
Mhm.
But I have never really had good luck dealing with the majors. When I was hot, I had one year where I had 3 songs and 3 hits in 1 year, and I was under the category of hot, and I got hit on by the majors, and I had to really think about it. And I chose to stay with a smaller publisher because I felt like I could it was a personal relationship there, and they were on my side. I can't tell you how many stories of friends of mine who signed with the majors only to have that major bought out by another major, and the person who loved their songs was gone. Then what? Then they're just waiting for the contract to end.
Right.
So, but when you go with a small company, you know, if you can go with a personal company, it's great. You know, someone who's on your side, and they get to, don't forget, majors have major amount of writers too to satisfy.
Mhm.
So you're going to be one of the herd. With a smaller company, it's a smaller herd, and you'll have more chance of being worked on. There's pros and cons. Like,
It sounds like it's a real similar thing to in book publishing as well, you know, because if you go with a huge publisher, same thing with them, or a small one in personal. So,
It's a great point.
yeah.
yeah, good point, Andre. This has been
Thank you.
fantastic. I really enjoyed all of the comments and the questions. And I think that, I don't know about the others, but I learn more when I'm hearing people's songs being commented on than on when we have our own done, because we're so emotionally involved in it. So it's been a great learning experience, I think, for all of us. hearing what you had to say about each person's song.
Great, thank you.
Much.
I'm glad. I love doing this. I love, well, somebody once said, what are you doing? Training the competition? The answer is yes, I am. And I love doing it. And I don't look upon it as competition. I love to see people get better. This is such a wonderful career. This is such a wonderful pastime, a hobby, vocation. It's just great. I can't recommend it more highly. And if I can help inspire you to have even 1/10 the amount of good luck I've had, I'd love to. So it's all about how I feel about you guys. And I really am invested in wanting you to succeed. So thank you.
Andre, I have a question for you. I am one of the managers of the West Coast Songwriters San Rafael, and we've
I
been
won't hold that against you.
hosting a Zoom Songs in Progress every month on the first Thursday of the month. And I was wondering if maybe I could invite you to come and join us for part of one or all of one sometime.
Sure.
Okay, I'll send you a link for the next one, which is October 7th. And all the rest of you also are welcome to come and join us. Just email me if you want to come there. My email address is margotjoy@dnator.com. Actually, it doesn't say joy on there. It says Margot Denator.
Can
But
you put that in the chat?
yeah, I'll put it in the chat.
So you're going to get a good turnout for that song circle, Margot.
We've been having some really good ones, and it's just been really fun. And Jean's been to one of them, or have you been to two? Maybe one or two. And I don't know. I love it. I like the in-person ones for being able to perform in person, but it's so fun to be able to have each person play a song and then have everybody comment a little bit on what they liked and what they think might make it a little bit better. So it's a fun way to do it.
Yeah.
So anyways, I put my email in the chat. It's margotjoy@dnator.com.
Got it.
Got it.
Thank you, Andre.
Thank you. You're welcome
Thank you, Margot.
for coming.
Thank you. And thank you, Jean, for helping me be persistent and get this thing going again.
Yeah.
All right.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you, Andre.
Thanks,
All
Andre.
Thank you,
right,
Margot.
bye for now, everybody. Thank you.
Bye.
Hmm.